not to be broadcast, is brought to you by vibe.ng.
I'm losing control.
A couple of days ago, a lady known as Blessing Osom posted that Tonto Dikeh's ex, Olakunle Churchill, gifted her the sum of 3 million naira for her birthday. Apparently, Blessing used to be Tonto's bestie till their relationship hit rock bottom, but it seems like the two of them, or maybe just one of them being Blessing, seems to be in the mood to air out some dirty linen. Following the post about the 3 million naira Churchill gave to her, Blessing engaged with someone who commented on her page about Tonto Dikeh being better than her, saying that it was Tonto using a fake account to insult her. Blessing started to spew some interesting stories, saying that Tonto has body odor from using bleaching creams, that cocaine and marijuana have turned her into a tameless animal, and that people living in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Apparently, social media users started calling her out for both insinuating that Tonto was behind the accounts that attacked her and for exposing someone who used to be her friend. In a nutshell, Blessing Osom is now described as the perfect example of a person to never be friends with. To defend herself, Blessing came forward with an even bigger can of worms, describing how Tonto solely depended on her when they were friends, narrated how they met, how she continuously fed Tonto, how Tonto barely had money to pay for anything every time they hung out, how she organized gigs for Tonto to make money from, only for Tonto to turn around on her and befriend her enemies. This has, however, not changed the public notion of Blessing being a terrible friend, but the bigger problem is that there's now a perception that Tonto Dikeh is helplessly broke. A social media user by the handle Oma Sexy posted a plea to Churchill, telling him to step up and take care of Tonto and their son instead of watching as people ridiculed her online. Churchill actually responded to the message and he wrote "okay" with some prayer hand signs. But the things that Blessing recounted seems like they were in the past. Tonto, is somewhat unperturbed as she has continued to simply post her usual pictures with her regular devotional or funny captions, but she stylishly responded to one of the messages from the person who asked Churchill to help her financially via her stories. She wrote, "Laugh my ass out, financial aid, y'all play too much, if you know, money bag." Well, at least now we know, we don't need to worry about Tonto's situation because she has declared that she's good. But could any of Blessing's accusations be true? Is Tonto a bad person who is unappreciative of her friends, who have helped her in the past? Is it possible that she's probably still in financial turmoil, but, saving faces for the gram? I mean, this doesn't change the fact that Blessing choosing to call her out like that was wrong. Yes, Tonto has been quite verbal in the past about the people in her life who she believes, hurt her at some point, but it still doesn't justify Blessing's actions. Do you guys think that Churchill may have put Blessing up to say stuff about Tonto Dikeh as payback for all the times, Tonto said stuff about him? Because the 3 million naira he sent to Blessing is beginning to look more like a payment rather than a gift. What do you guys think? Let me know if we're on the same page in the comment box below.
You're not easy to find.
For more sizzling gist and interesting trends, kindly follow us across all our social media platforms on vibe.ng.